Alrighty, let's begin. Moonlight cascades across forested basin, dancing ethereally across the tops of stripped pine trees. To any surface dweller of this world we call home, it would be a blinding veil of darkness. But to the one we see hunting, scouting this evening, it is as if the moonlight provided is a full glow of sun, casting everything in sharp relief before her. Feyre, this dream always begins the same way. You are stood atop an outcropping of rocks within the forest that you and your family have called home for many, many years. Only the rest of your family isn't here to enjoy it with you anymore. What was once a thriving and tight-knit community of your own making has reduced you down to just 3. As you stand across this outcropping of rocks, doing your best to scan the horizon in order to hunt for food that you know you will need to survive for the upcoming winter, you have found yourself in a bit of luck. A small herd of elk recently made their way into this basin and have begun to forage and graze. You have been tracking them through your various means for a few weeks now, and at last you have found where they have made rest. Below you, you see your 2 remaining family members, their skills every bit as sharp as yours, gently crawling through the underbrush. Feyre, I will ask you at this time, who are these 2 remaining family members, and what is their relationship to you?
My brother and my father.
As you see the last remaining members of the Evermain family, or Evenmain, family, scouting through the underbrush, you see that they are making their way cautiously and carefully, and in due pace you know that they will arrive at this resting grounds, this grove that these elk have found to make their evening's rest. Go ahead and make me a perception check, the first roll of our campaign.
I got a 14.
14's pretty good. Your eyes track the remaining 2 people of your family very closely. You've lost so many in the past weeks and months that it would be a shame for them to be ambushed by a wolf and have a very tragic end to this already tragic story. It's perhaps because your attention is so razor focused on them that you don't notice until it's already begun to creep in. Low to the ground, churning and moving, carried by a breeze that does not exist, you see a creeping fog begin to slowly surround them like a pack of wolves. What do?
I stopped moving.
You freeze. Sorry, go ahead.
I tried to not make a noise.
You lie low, doing your best to avoid raising any more attention to yourself, maybe in the hopes that the mist will pass you by. And indeed it does. For atop your rocky outcropping, it flows past like water through a stream. And before you even realize it, you are in the middle of that stream, surrounded on all sides. This small bit of rock you found your only life within this now sea of mist that has surrounded you. In the distance, as you kind of take in your own surroundings, you see your brother and father sort of perk up, as if suddenly becoming aware to the danger themselves. They look to the direction that they know you're in, though they cannot see you from this distance. Begin to look around. You see your brother almost begins to run forward as if to come back towards you, but your father puts a hand on his shoulder, drawing him back as he begins to see the mists curling around him, they panic. They know what the mist means. And they know that they are cut off from you. You see your father, although he, again, cannot see you from this distance, knows that you are out there and, despite everything, does his best to put on a brave face as he grabs your brother by the shoulder and they run deeper into the woods out of your sight. That was the last time you ever saw them. This is normally where the dream ends. And you awaken to that same low sadness stabbing into your gut, knowing that they are gone and out of your reach, and that there's nothing you can do to stop them. Only the dream doesn't end this time. Around you on your little outcropping of rock, the mist begins to rise, like the tides coming back in from wherever they had gone. Slowly but surely, you see the circle of rock begin to disappear around you, your little island of safety slowly becoming smaller and smaller as the mist begins to creep up towards your legs, circling your boots. Then you wake up. It's still evening. Or at least you would assume so, because you can't see the sun. You begin to come back to your senses. The echoes of the dream you sort of shake off. Just a dream. Just a dream. Only the mists are still here. As you sit up in your bedroll, you look around, you see your other 5 companions, all gently nestled on their respective bedrolls, snoozing the evening away. You remember you had come out to the woods on your way to another middle-of-nowhere town that needed some help, that you would have been happy to oblige for a few coins, and yet something feels off as you're surrounded by this mist. Is it the same mist? Or is it merely an effect of an early morning? It's difficult for you to tell, but you feel uneasy. What would you like to do as you find yourself awake?
I go see my fellow partners and I tell them, my father and my brother, they were the heart of our clan. The mist took them just like the rest. I don't know if they are alive, what they've become, but I swear I will find them, even if I have to tear Barovia apart to do it.
The rest of you, in various states of grogginess, begin to awaken as you hear Feyre speaking this to you. What would you all like to do as you find yourselves awake, what seems to be early morning now, in the middle of these mists?
I cast a perception check just to make sure there's nobody around us that's been sneaking up during the night.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
21. Nat 20.
Oh, nat 20. Okay. Villian, you do a quick scan around, your razor-sharp reflexes on alert for any signs of danger. As you scan around, you don't sense any other signs of life. You hear the breathing of your companions, but no footsteps march towards you within these mists. No beasts prowl outside of your perception. But with a natural 20, as you look around, you have the startling realization that the trees that surround you now are not the same trees that were there when you bedded down for the evening.
It seems that the trees are not the same anymore. I wonder what happened.
Is anybody awake?
I check make sure everybody's awake. Maybe I'm the only one talking.
Does anybody think they would sleep through all this?
Valdemar would.
All right.
How strange, you say? So it seems that this trees has changed.
Thalindra, do you see any other kinds of animals that weren't there yesterday?
No, but I can definitely send Ashpa out to check.
Belindra, as you open up your pack where you know Ashpaw has now kind of taken up residence, why don't you describe what this furry little guy looks like?
He looks like me.
Mhm.
I put a mask on him,
Excellent.
and he just looks like a typical raccoon that maybe ate a little bit too much garbage.
Yeah, you see this furry little fuzzball who has absolutely slept through all of this, just sort of splayed out on his back in the side of your pack. Like, you see he has like half a bit of jerky still kind of hanging out of his mouth that he clearly fell asleep trying to finish eating.
I wake him up to send him outside to check to see if there's anything out there.
Rabbits? Rabbits? Are there rabbits?
I guess we'll have to find out.
You see he yawns, big sort of sharp tooth yawn as his like whole jaw almost distends, kind of shakes himself. Okay, you want me to what? Go look for rabbits?
See if you can smell anything, yeah.
All right, boss. And you see he sort of lazily just kind of tumbles out of your satch and goes off into the mists.
The raccoon startles me awake. Oh, the fucking raccoon, I swear, fuck.
He does take a quick pit stop to piss on Valdemar's bedroll.
Oh, fucking raccoon. Chop his fucking head off.
Now,
Good job.
now.
Good job.
He's been really nice to us. I mean, he did eat a little bit of my rations, but
Fuck. My jerky. Oh,
Your jerky is gone.
fuck.
Farah, you were saying
Snooze,
something
you
about
lose.
a dream?
Yeah, there was mist. There was my brother and my father, but they're gone, and I woke up.
So, do you want to try to find
I'm
him?
wondering if the mist I saw in my dream is the same mist that's currently outside. Should we go take a walk? Should we go see outside?
Yes, yes.
Oh, give me a second.
But let's stick together though.
Thalindra, Floosh, Valdemar, are you guys okay with that?
Luge
I'm
standing
okay
up,
with it.
stretching his wings, goes ahead and says,
Let me spread my wings. I'm gonna fly up high and scout the area before we make any sudden movements.
That sounds like a good plan.
If the bird's going, I'm going.
Floosh, you have
I'm-
something in your
I'm-
throat?
"Alright, I'll
Yeesh.
soar to the sky."
Absolutely. You would clear the frog out of your throat a little bit and soar off into the sky. All right, and then as you sail off, Valdemar, you said you wanted to go look around as well?
Yeah.
All right. I'll have everybody who's looking around go ahead and make me perception checks. I'll say, Felindra, you can make yours for your raccoon.
Do I
For,
make another
Ashball.
one since I already did it?
I'd say you've already kind of rolled, so you're just sort of securing the camp at this point,
Alright,
we'll
sounds
say.
good. I'm packing up.
I did 12.
Yeah. 12 for Ashpaw, okay.
10 for me.
10 for you, okay.
19.
19, very good.
7.
7, okay. The rest of you begin to sort of scout about on the floor. You don't notice much outside of what has already been sort of seen by Villian. I will say, after about, let's say 10 or so minutes, Thalindra, you see Ashpaw eventually kind of tip-taps his way back into the mist, into your campsite. You see he's kind of kind of hacking a little bit, like he's almost got like a hairball stuck in his throat. Boss, I don't know where the hell we are, but it is not a nice place.
It's
Whew.
pretty misty out there, ain't it?
It's not like, listen, I know Mist, and Mist is great for like sneaking around and picking up trash so nobody sees you, but like, this Mist sucks. Like, it hurts. Ugh.
It hurts, you say?
It doesn't feel good, no. I feel like, tired.
I want to venture out into the mist.
Don't come near the
You-
raccoon, Valdemar.
You see Ashpaw's like, no, wait, stop, please, don't do it.
But all Voldemort hears is.
Yeah.
Pain.
Yeah. Ashpaw continues to you, Thilindra. Didn't see any rabbits, boss, but we definitely got wolves around here. They are, there's a lot of them.
Voldemort, I don't think you should venture alone because there is wolves, and usually wolves they stay in packs, and you know.
Fine, I'll go take a piss.
So, is there like a road that I saw with my perception check nearby?
We are getting to that. So, as Floosh, you soar up high into the sky now. You have a bird's eye view. I'm going to make that joke a lot. Of the surrounding area that your companions don't. I would say you notice two things immediately. The first is that there does seem to be sort of a clear path through this mist. It does seem to be following sort of a muddy dirt trail, some like halfway between like a game trail and like maybe a trail that like hikers would use to get through these woods. Not like a very well established path, but enough of a path that it's very evident to follow. The other thing you notice is you're used to flying over all sorts of different terrains and have seen a lot of things. In your experience, mist like this, especially sort of early morning mist, tends to hang a lot lower to the ground, but you find as you fly up, you're almost surrounded by it. Like you're in like a dome of mist. And as you fly, I'd say about 120 feet or so up into the air, you eventually hit this ceiling of mist. It doesn't like physically stop you, but you notice like basically a very evident point where it just stops.
All right. I come back down to my comrades. Kaka! Friends! I think this mist is very strange. It's thick, and it's not like the mist I knew before. Anything I've seen, it's different. Something's not right here. But I did see a pathway that we can take that I think would be the safest for us to travel.
Is there a way you can fly up and tell us where the path is?
It's just up ahead. Due
Due west.
west. Of course.
You take a moment to like get your cardinal directions. Like, yep, wait, hang on. Yep, that way.
I say we pack up and head west then.
Let's
We
go
can,
to
but-
fucking raccoons had the werewolves.
We should all stick together to make sure we don't lose anyone in the mist, though.
I take my knife and I like lunge at Valdemar just a little tiny bit in the back, just to give him a little bit of pain to ease his stress.
Yeah, I'll say you don't even need to make an attack roll for that, as long as Valdemar is willing.
He stabbed me in the back, but I'm willing.
Hell yeah. Let's say you take 1 point of piercing damage.
Deal.
Because this is the routine that you guys go through. It's probably like your morning coffee.
Here, here, Voldemar. I have a little surprise for you.
Snap.
Oh. That wakes me up.
All right, now let's head west.
All right. So you all pack up your belongings, definitely a little bit unnerved, but you are all relatively seasoned adventurers. This is not the end of the world. You pack up your belongings, chugging them into your packs, as you begin to head down this long and winding muddy road. It's not an easy hike. The mist continues to sort of pen you in on all sides, creating limited visibility as you continue down the trail. Your boots begin to catch in the mud, sucking up, not enough to slow you down, but enough to make every footstep a little bit more laborious. After a few hours or so of traveling, you pass by these black pools of standing muddy water as trees these long weeping willows begin to drape around the path around you. The fog begins to spill out of the forest. Ahead, jutting from the impenetrable woods on both sides of the road, a high stone buttress looms gray in the fog. These huge, probably 50, 60 feet tall iron gates hang upon this stonework, kind of hanging to these rusted metal bars. On either side, a good 40 feet taller than both the gates themselves, you see two headless statues of armed guardians flanking the gates, their heads now lying among the weeds at their feet. They greet you only with silence. You're about, I'd say, 300 or so feet away from these gates when you notice them.
May as well send Ashpaw out to check.
Yes, yes, Serpent God, yes. Yes, kill.
Fuck, this guy's talking to himself again.
And I start running, like rushing as fast as I can towards those gates in front of everybody.
All right, villain, you take off like a shot. As you do so, you see that these two large rusted metal gates, as if on their own volition, swing open, screeching rustily as they do so, as if welcoming you inside. What do the rest of you do?
Might as well
I
follow him in.
We can't leave him alone. Let's get him.
I yell at Villian, be careful, this may be a trap. Don't go in yet.
I laugh maniacally.
Sploosh.
Again, you can hear like an echo of it, like.
Bloosh takes this guy to try to catch up.
All right. You all take off after your rogue companion through the woods. As you do so, one by one, passing these gates, you all feel just a small shiver, something unnatural and creepy passing down your spine as you pass through these gates. But it's gone in a moment as you rush through. And as the last of you come in behind these gates, with a loud clang, they slam shut behind you. You look around your new surroundings, not particularly different from the forest you had just left. You see towering trees whose tops are lost in this gray, heavy mist, blocking out basically all sunlight. You would guess by this point of how long you've been traveling, it would be probably around the afternoon, and yet any sunlight, if there is even a sun anymore, is completely shrouded behind this gray mist. You see the trees surrounding you are almost unnaturally close to one another, as if the woods were a silent graveyard clustered together over centuries. The woods themselves are silent, and Thalindra, you feel a little bit uneasy as you're so used to the sound of rustling creatures in the underbrush or birds throughout the trees, but this woods is silent. Silent as a grave, yet almost exuding the feeling of an unvoiced scream.
Am I with the group again,
Well-
or did they catch up, or?
Yeah, they have all caught up to you.
Right.
Unless you decide to run really far ahead of them.
No.
I've heard him. The Serpent God. He's telling me to go forward, guys.
I'm not sure. I think Ashpaw's telling me something's not right.
Yeah, you see Ashpaw is kind of curled up in your bag, and you can see just his like tail popping out, but it's like bushed up like a cat with its arch, like its back arched, like all poofy.
Nobody
Clearly
should-
he's scared.
Nobody should lick us into a damn raccoon. Let's go. Forward.
All right. Can I do
I look over
another-
at Fair and shake my head.
Can I do another perception check?
Yeah, go ahead and make another perception check.
They're not 20.
Really? Wow. You
Oh,
gotta save
shit.
those. Hey, listen, if you want to see all my shit, I'm not gonna say no to that. That makes my life easy. All right. Villian, you and your companions continue to travel down this road for lack of really anything better to do. And as you're scouting about, you catch the scent of death on the air.
I get
Valdemar.
so excited at a certain point that like I start to tremble, and I praise the serpent god, and I raise my hands in the air. I'm like, he's here. I can hear him.
I'm
He's
just
gonna
confused in
get
this
us-
whole endeavor. I don't even know what the fuck this guy's saying.
He's gonna get us killed. He's gonna really get us killed.
Let's not listen to him anymore.
No.
We should really follow that. We should really follow that scent. Like
Go alone then.
I start.
I'll tag along if he goes alone. Squaw!
You're sure?
I'm
Well-
gonna follow the bird. I like the bird.
He can't really see. Valian, how about you take some of my night goggle vision? Goggles of
guys-
night.
You guys are crazy. I'm gonna stick behind.
Has anybody seen Thalder around?
Yeah, he's right next to me. I know he's short, but fuck.
Yeah, I'm right here. You
Alright.
don't see me?
I take Flush's goggles of night vision and I look in front of where
All right.
I think approximately where I can see the death.
Okay. You step a little bit off the road towards the scent of death. As you let both your nose and your ever watchful voice guide you along the path, the foul scent leads you to the corpse of a human, half buried in the underbrush about 15 or so feet off the road. The features are a little bit difficult to make out, but you would assume it to be a younger man dressed in common clothing. The clothes themselves a bit torn and seem to be raked with claw marks. You see puncture wounds on the body, which to you, an experienced man around corpses, would indicate that the ravens have likely been at this corpse and has obviously been dead for at least a couple days.
All right.
And one more thing.
Yeah.
With that natural 20, you notice in his hand, clutched in the rictus of death, a crumpled envelope.
I completely ignored the envelope, and I
Great.
start praying to the serpent god of a death. I praise death, and I like
Go ahead and make a little religion check for me.
critical one.
Critical one. You are so overcome by the emotion of this foul display before you, in a good way for you, that you are kind of heedless of whether or not your god hears you or not. You're just happy to be here. The rest of you do see Villian crouching over this corpse, which is not for you all an uncommon sight to see.
So I head over, and I look at Villian, then I look at the corpse. Then I call over Feyre to ask if it's somebody she might know.
I walk up to them and I see the envelope and I decide to open it.
Okay. You pick up the envelope from the dead man. You see before you open it that, although crumbled, the envelope itself does seem to be in one piece, although a bit worn and flimsy, and you see it is sealed with a red wax seal with a large B set in the center. The letter B, not the bug. And you open the envelope?
Yes, I did.
Okay. I will get you the letter that you get out of it. One moment. You find this letter within.
So it says, Hail thee of might and valor. I, the burgomaster of Barovia, send you honor with despair. My adopted daughter, the fair Irina Koliana, has been these past nights bitten by a vampire. For over 400 years, this creature has drained the life blood of my people. Now, my dear Arena languished and dies from an unholy wound caused by this vile beast. He has become too powerful to conquer. So, I say to you, give us up for death and uncycle this land with the symbol of good. Let holy men call upon their power, that the devil may be contained within the walls of weeping Barovia. Leave our sorrows to our grave and save the world from the evil fates of ours. There is much wealth entrapped in this community. Return for your reward after we are all departed for a better life. Kolian Indirovich, Burgomaster.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what all this fucking means, but okay.
Giving me the
Vampires.
creeps. Vampires? I might be out of here.
Do you think the vampires took your family?
They maybe did. I can feel the mist. Today is the same mist as in my dreams, so it might be.
Well, how do the vampires create mist?
That's a really good question.
Anybody who would like to can make either a religion check or an arcana check to see what you might know about vampires.
I can do a religion check.
Do one too.
8.
8.
14.
14. Anybody else?
I'm
Sure.
-3 on both, so I'm not gonna.
Fair enough.
I'm still in a
Oh.
craze praising about my serpent god, so no.
Very fair.
Usual doing.
Go ahead.
Religion.
Religion or what?
Arcana.
17 for
Oh.
Oof, wow.
I did try one too.
I rolled a nat
21
20.
Arcana for Lynn. Wow.
Wow, nice.
So before this all goes down, can I give Villian a slap? Just a barehanded slap? Would that cause
Yeah,
damage?
I'll say while the letter is being read, you can certainly slap him.
Perfect. How do we go about this? Does it take damage? Do
Are you trying to like damage him or just give him a little slap just to knock him around?
Oh, I try to damage him.
Okay. Go ahead and make a attack roll
Why are
versus his
we
AC.
hurting our own people?
An attack roll? With what,
Yep.
strength?
Your unarmed attack. So I believe that's just your strength. Yeah.
At 23.
Oof.
William, I believe that does hit your AC.
Yeah, my AC's 14.
Okay. So Ryan, what is your strength modifier? The plus for your strength?
+4.
Okay, so Villian, you, as you are sat in revelry of your deity, you get slapped upside the head for 4 points of damage.
Ow! God damn it!
Can you guys stop acting crazy? My gosh. And with a bunch of stupid people.
As I see Valdemar slap Valvian through the face, I look at the dead guy and feel bad for him, and I say, "There ain't no way to die. I'll write him a little note for the afterlife."
All right, you go down to write a goodbye note. While you're doing that, and everybody else is using their brains for things other than hitting their friends. Let's say, I believe Lynn, you said you got a 21 for your Arcana.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, then I would say you would know a couple of things about vampires fairly reliably. You know that they do have a weakness to running water. While they can cross it, actually entering it does do physical harm to them. You know that the myth about sort of a garlic avoidance is false. You know sunlight is very, very bad for them. And you would also know that a stake to the heart is basically game over for a vampire, as it will paralyze them instantly should it go through. And I will say with that 21 check, you think on vampires. You know some vampires do have the ability to turn into mist sort of as a form of escape. But conjuring mists this large enough to encircle your group, that's weird. That's not normal vampire stuff. Perhaps not unrelated, but definitely weird.
Yeah, they can turn into mist. And
To
They-
escape, you mean? They turn into mist to escape?
yeah, they can shapeshift like into a bat. And also they can also hypnotize us.
Can I make a check to make sure I'm not hypnotized?
Make an insight check on yourself.
An 8.
You might be hypnotized. But maybe you've always been hypnotized? Who could say?
All I know is I'm not fucking hypnotized anymore.
Well, maybe we should get some wooden stakes and some water.
I'm not.
Is
Where do you want to
maybe
find
Blair-
those wooden stakes in water?
Sorry, 2 people talked at once in here.
All right, so
Where do you want to find those wooden stakes in water?
can I like search the body? Is he fully clothed?
Well, we can make stakes out of the trees around us, and we'll
I
have to drop his heart.
Okay, but I think Villian had a point there too as well.
Can I
So
fully
you said you want to
search the
search
body?
the
Can
body?
I search his body? Yeah.
Yeah, you do a quick scan over him. You see he has a pack, but it's mostly filled with just sort of basic traveling junk that you already have. You do find about 2 days worth of rations,
Awesome. I take it. I'll put
but
it in
otherwise
my-
no valuables of any kind.
I put it in my bag of holding.
All right. It disappears into the bag.
Is there any vampire mark on the body?
You can make a medicine check if you'd like.
What check?
Medicine to try to determine how
Medicine.
he might have died or if he was wounded by a vampire.
I got a 12.
12. You know enough about vampires to sort of know the stereotypes. You look at the neck and like all the major artery points. It's a bit difficult to tell. It's clear that the birds have been sort of pecking at this body for a while, but you don't see any obvious sort of small puncture wounds that would indicate a vampire bite.
Okay.
Guys, I say we follow the road and try to find the town, because obviously this corpse is from somewhere, so...
Well,
I agree. Let's
if
get the
the
fuck out of
vampire
here.
can, if the vampire can turn to mist, can he listen to us as we're going?
Well, if that
Well-
vampire causes all this mist that you say that he does, that means he's pretty powerful, so I'm pretty sure that if he wanted us killed, we'd already be dead.
As you say that, Thalindra, you pick it up first. Your senses sort of tune to this sort of noise. A lone wolf's howl pierces the night.
Vampires can turn into wolves too.
Well, don't you talk to animals? Could you understand what it said?
It was too far, but if we could get closer, maybe I could.
As you say that, a second howl joins in, much closer than the first.
It doesn't sound very nice.
How far are they? Like,
The first one was a fair distance off. This one seems closer.
Well, if there's 2 of them, that means there's multiple vampires.
Something might be going on out there.
I like the sound of a battle.
I have 60 feet of dark vision. Am I able to see them?
Anybody who would like to can make your perception check as you hear a third howl begin to pierce through the night, joining the other two.
I think we should get ready for combat.
19.
19.
Oof.
As your senses begin to pick up on it, yeah, rustling through the undergrowth. You can't see anything right now, but something is coming towards you.
We need to back
lot of
off
something.
right now.
We need to get some wooden stakes and try to find a way to the sunlight.
I have some arrows we could break.
A fourth
Yes.
howl, louder than all the other three before it.
I wonder if Floosh could, like, flap his wings hard enough to clear up some of the mist to get the sunlight in.
Alright, guys, I love death, but I don't like dying, so maybe we should go to the town where it's a lot safer. Stop standing there and contemplating and let's go!
For once, you have a good idea.
I agree with Villian.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
What
Fuck these
happened to
wolves.
your...
Craziness.
Yeah.
I slapped the fuck out of you. That's what happened.
Half my
Good.
HP is gone.
A faint howl almost on top of you now. What are you all doing?
We run.
Back to the
We'll
road?
run.
I'm not fast, so I stopped.
Would you like to run through the forest or back to the road?
Back to the road.
All right. You all, realizing that danger is approaching very rapidly, scurry your way back up through the undergrowth onto the road, and as soon as you do, the howling stops. You all pause for a moment, panting, catching your breath.
I take my foot and I put it right on the side of the road.
You catch the movement just in time as you see something flashing, bright white teeth lash out at the foot as it goes over the side of the road, before you manage to draw it back, avoiding the jaws of something that goes back into the mist as you
Oh.
retreat.
Ooh, that was exciting.
You guys
Seems for
see that?
now, yes, and you see that as soon as his feet are back on the road, whatever it was retreated back in. You get the sense that, at least for now, the road seems to be safe.
Do we, like, if we look in front, do we see, like, a town, or what do we see?
At the moment, just more forest, but the path does continue onwards.
So obviously, the woods are out of the question. I almost died right there. So, I don't know about you guys, but I think we should just stick to the road.
That's a good idea.
Brilliant idea. Caw-caw!
You all continue on the old road, making your way through the forest. You see, as you continue onwards, after a time, the trees part in front of you, and with them the mist also receding somewhat. Still clinging closer than you'd like, but allowing for a bit more breathing room. You see the path ahead of you clear somewhat as you've entered sort of more of a grassy plains. You see long dead grasses beginning to sway in a wind around you. And although you feel a little bit safer knowing that you're out of the woods, there can still be plenty of things lurking in that grass.
So,
A good... Sorry, go ahead.
if we look around, do we see, like, any signage or nothing? Like,
As you continue onwards...
like, beaten paths, or...
Yep, I would say you begin to notice... It's faint and not recent, but you do begin to notice other footsteps beginning to intermingle into the mud of the trail that you were following, all going in the same direction that you are. In the distance, a few miles off, you see a long running river. The waters seem to be a fresh sort of relief in this otherwise dark plains, as the waters seem to flow clearly, blue as a winter sky through the valley.
Look
Though
out!
far off the beaten path.
Running water.
Floosh.
Is there a way we can
do you see
capture
any,
this?
Do you see any fish in there?
None at all. It's pretty clear. I don't see anything in there.
Should we set up a camp?
No, I say we just woke up. I say we just continue forward.
Also, there's this little feeling I have from somebody's right behind us. I don't like that. I want to shake that off.
You continue forward, and after another hour or so, you begin to notice more sets of footprints that are likewise heading in this direction, coming off of other small paths and side roads that, while obscured by the mist for now, seem to be well used by other individuals. Eventually, almost without your noticing, you begin to notice tall shapes that loom out of the dense fog that surrounds everything. The muddy ground underfoot begins to give way to slick, wet cobbles, and the tall shapes in the distance become recognizable. Buildings. A small village dwelling. You see the windows of each house stare out from pools of blackness, and despite this being the first signs of civilization that you've seen, you hear no sounds of bustle, of people. No sounds at all cut through the silence save for one, a mournful sobbing that echoes through the streets, even at this distance. But a town is in sight. What would you all like to do?
I think we should.
Yes, I agree. I think we should go into town and start questioning those people. I have my ways to question people, and usually they're pretty good.
I think that's a good idea.
We don't want to make too much enemies down here. Let's try the gentle way first.
I'll be gentle, all right.
All right. You continue into the village proper. Eventually, the muddy pathway fully gives way to cobblestones, and you enter a very packed-in street. The road itself probably big enough to allow a wagon or two to pass if there were any wagons present. As you make your way down this street, nobody peers out of windows to greet you. No signs of people going about their day-to-day. This place feels like a ghost town, and yet the weight of habitation, of presence, still lingers in this area. Many of the windows are boarded up and shuttered, and yet maintained. Signs of everyday life, wear and tear, still present here. Just not a lot of people.
Are there any indications of what the town's name is?
Go ahead and make me a perception check.
A 12.
12. Hanging off of one of the decrepit-looking buildings, you see a building that was almost certainly abandoned, both its doors and windows boarded up tight and shuttered. But hanging off of a rusted chain, half dangling in the ever-present breeze, you see a sign that says, Barovia General. You gather from this that this village may be called Barovia.
Okay.
Interesting. I look at the house and look for an open window. Something that be like not barricaded.
I would say you probably see one of the upper floor windows that somebody who without wings probably wouldn't be able to reach, but you could.
Floosh, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I sure am, buddy.
Alright.
I soar my wings open and I fly to go peek into the window.
And I jump with
Fantastic.
my acrobatic. Or grab on or whatever. Try to get up.
So you want to try to scale the side of the building while Floosh is flying up?
That's right.
Okay, go ahead and make me an athletics check, we'll call this. Which you should be pretty good at.
Athletic or acrobatic?
I'd say athletics to sort of scale up the side of a building.
That's a 12.
12, okay. Yeah, it's a side of a building. It's not a terrible climb up. You begin to scale up as Floosh, you flap your way up. You see a very dirty, sort of smudge-encrusted window that has not been boarded up. Sort of peering inside, you see what was at probably one point a bedroom of some kind. You see sort of moth-eaten sheets, an armoire in one corner, and a hallway, the door slightly ajar, that seems to lead further into the house.
Floosh, I'm gonna activate my stealth and you make a little distraction so I can go unlock the door.
Sounds good. I go to the other side of the house and just starts cawing as loud as I can.
As you
Caw,
caw out,
caw.
you see nearby in like a dead willow, a flock of ravens just would take off with similar caws.
And while that's happening, I sneak into the house.
Okay. Do you want to try to sneak into the window that is... Because I will remind you, the doors and windows on the bottom floor are all boarded up.
That's right.
So it'd be less of a lockpick. If you wanted to go through the window that you know is not boarded, you can certainly try to scale up as well.
Okay, so where did I scale the first time?
Oh, no, sorry. Yes, you scaled up. That's right.
Yeah.
So you're at the window then, if you'd like to be.
All right. I try to open it, and I go in.
Yeah, go ahead and make me... You do feel that the window itself is latched shut. Go ahead and make me a Thieves' Tools check. That should be under your proficiencies in the bottom left, I believe.
So how do I spin it? Thieves tool, I just click
You can just roll a d20 and then just add the modifier, I believe. Let me double check your character. It's been a while since I played a rogue. Let's see your proficiencies. We'll call this a sleight of hand check.
You're last on the list.
It's a 23.
23. Easy enough done. You sort of flick in a small little pry bar, catch the latch on the window, and without a sound, slide the window up. It squeaks a little bit in its wooden frame, clearly warped, but not enough to give you away.
Alright, so I activate stealth.
Mhm.
And I do like a perception check to see what I'm seeing around me.
Great. Go ahead and make me a stealth check and a perception check.
And that is a 19 for stealth and perception.
19, okay.
Let's say 20.
20, okay.
It's not a nat 20, though. It's a 19 plus 1.
Gotcha. Nimble as a cat, you slide your way, landing actually on this moth-eaten bed frame, kind of cushioning the fall of your entry. You pause for a moment, waiting to hear if anybody had noticed your entry. And to that point, you realize that you're actually not alone in this room. As you peer over the side of the bed, what you had thought was just a sort of shaggy and moth-eaten carpet is actually a sea of rats. Hundreds of them, skittering about, looking up, most sort of heads turned in the direction of the ruckus that Flush is making. But these rats seem ravenous, ragged, and hungry. But, as you enter quietly, they have not yet noticed you.
Alright, I go out of that room.
Do you go back out the window or try to proceed further into the room
So
around this swarm of rats?
Around it, since I'm already sneaking and it didn't hear me.
Maybe I can help here.
Alright, so actually, while I'm doing that, I think I have a rope in my inventory, and I tie a rope somewhere like sturdy where somebody not too heavy could climb up.
Yeah, easy enough to do.
Alright, so
The rest of you see as Villian has lowered this rope for everybody.
you guys want to do anything, or?
So I just want to ask, what building did they go to? Did they go into the general store that was there?
I believe so.
Or was
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I'll make my
I
way up.
can speak to the rats and get them to leave. Can I do that?
Yeah, you want to climb up the rope and try to talk to the rats?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Are you trying to be quiet about your approach up, or are you just kind of making your way there?
Be quiet.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a stealth check.
12.
12. All right. What is their passive perception? Let me see here. Okay. Villian, Thilindra is not as quiet as you are, but she does move with enough sort of natural stealth to avoid catching the attention of these rats. And Thilindra, you make your way up to the roof, peer into the window, and just see this sea of rats covering the floor. They have not yet noticed you. What would you like to say to them?
I'll softly whisper to see if they listen to me, and I know a way that they can all eat if they let us pass without making any noise.
As soon as you speak, you see they all turn their heads as one, like some weird rat hive mind, and regard you. And as you mention food, you see their ears all simultaneously perk up, and you have their rapt attention. As they all sort of speak in one harmonious voice. Food, 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 food. We want food. You are
Follow
food.
me quiet.
I
Follow
qu-
me quietly, and I'll bring you the food.
You are food. Why not just eat you here and now?
No, we are friends. Like my pet raccoon here, Ashpaw.
Friends, raccoon, friends, paw, rash paw. Friends, raccoon,
Yes.
paw.
Ashpaw will
Food.
find you food.
Food, ash paw, food. Go ahead and make me either a persuasion or an animal handling check.
Whatever one's higher.
A 7.
7?
Ashpa's going to die.
While
You
that's
see-
happening, can I equip my bottle of oil?
Yeah, I can say you've done that in the background for sure. Thalindra, as you say that, you see the rats sort of all gather up in a horde, like as if they're doing like a big group huddle, and they go, "Food, rash paw, eating them now. Why not eat them now? Let's eat them now. Yes, let's eat them now." And you see you are quickly losing control of the situation as the rats begin to work themselves up into a frenzy and begin to flow
Hi.
up the bed towards you.
I hear the commotion and I quickly climb up.
Mhm.
And I yell at the rats. I try to intimidate them.
That
Sure.
wasn't very quiet, was it?
Go ahead and make a intimidation check. I think stealth at this point has sort of gone out the window. You're gonna have
Oh,
one
fuck.
more chance to de-escalate this before it kicks off.
Can I?
I got a nat 1. And that's 4.
Can I? Yeah. Can I? Before everything else happens, can I prepare myself to throw that bottle of oil to them?
I'm gonna say we are gonna roll initiative now. Things are kicking off.
Oh no.
Oh no.
As you attempt, Valdemar, to shout out, you see the fattest rat jumps out the window and is going directly for your throat. Everybody go ahead and roll me initiative.
What is going on with me today?
I don't know, man.
It's your fucking raccoon.
Yep, weighing you down. He's dead weight, you gotta drop him.
No, I'm not dropping the raccoon.
Feed him to the rats. He's a sacrifice.
Fine. Ashpaw.
No, please, no.
Ashpaw.
Wait, no.
Yeah,
Take it
I
back.
am.
No,
No,
No.
don't.
No.
Not yet.
Yeah, I am.
not yet.
Ashpaw, go. I can find another one.
Wow.
Wow.
Jesus, harsh.
Well,
Thylindra,
doggy-
I
it's
thought
a-
you liked
it's a
animals.
dog eat dog world. It's a dog eat dog world.
It's a rat eat raccoon world.
Yes.
All right. Let's see here. Let's see. Top of the initiative, we have Feyre. We got Floosh with a 17.
So is it too late to send Ashpaw out, or like?
We will resolve what you want to do in initiative. This is the point where actions are sort of taking place at the same time here.
Okay.
Don't sacrifice Ashpaw. He's canon.
I'm not gonna sacrifice him. I'm just gonna tell him to run.
Oh.
He's a coon. He can climb trees. Rats can't.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, I can climb them.
I'm sure he
Cylinder.
can stand his ground.
All right.
Oh,
Roll for the rats. Real
Sure he
quick.
can.
First of all, let me see exactly how many swarms of rats you guys have managed to piss off.
Sorry, guys. It's not my fault. I was all sneaky and.
No.
Okay. Not great for you guys, to be honest, but hey. We'll do this all as one sort of big group here, because that'll take forever if I don't. Okay. So, Feyre, from the street below, you see as your party has, as they manage to often do, escalate the situation. You see a tidal wave of rats beginning to pour out the windows of this building. What would you like to do?
Is my partners close to the window?
I would say Thalindra and Villian certainly are, and Valdemar is sort of standing in front as well, as he was trying to intimidate the rats. So they're all kind of up there right now.
I am trying. I'll do a thunderclap to try to scare the rats away.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, I believe they do a save for that one. I should say on the spell what they have to do.
You create a burst of thunderous sound that can be heard up to 100 feet away. Each creature within range other than you must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 1d6 thunder damage.
Okay. What's the radius on that?
5 feet.
Okay, I'd say that's small enough where you can avoid hitting your party if it's only a 5-foot emanation. Okay, so they have to make a save. What was it again?
Saving throw or take 1d6 thunder damage.
It's
Does it say what
Constitution.
kind of save? Constitution?
Constitution.
Gotcha. Okay. Believe it or not, rats, not the best constitution.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, and they rolled a 9, so I'm assuming that it's probably a fail. What is your spell save DC? Should be higher than 9.
13.
13. All right, so yes, the rats do fail, so they take the full damage of that.
Awesome.
So go ahead and roll that D6.
Oof.
Oof.
Fucking Villian's
Valdemar.
taking all of our luck.
Yeah, Valdemar, as you see this one large rat kind of going through your throat, you see from the street below, Feyre, in an effort to protect you, blasts out this one rat and it just explodes in front of you. That one rat, super dead.
I take out my axe and I start and begin to fight. Fuck it.
Hell yeah. All right. Anything else on your turn there, Feyre?
No, I'm done.
Okay. You're going to stay down on the street?
Yes. It's their
Okay.
mess. I'm not going in.
That is very fair. After your turn, Floosh, you are kind of on the other side of the house right now, but you hear commotion begin to take place on the other side.
Real
I
quick,
fly back.
Floosh, do you have with your wings? Can you make like wind or something?
I don't believe that's a capability of mine.
Okay.
I don't think so, no.
I fly over to the other side, right to the window. As I'm flying there, I scream to my comrades, plug your ears. I get to the window and I take a big breath and just squawk as loud as I can to try to disrupt the rats.
Okay. The rats are in a little bit of a bloodthirst right now, but, I mean, birds are kind of a rat's natural enemy. That feels right. Go ahead and make an intimidation check. 14's pretty good. I would say a few rats would scatter as you see the horde begin to thin out a little bit, but a lot more of them are still pretty desperate to get at you. Go ahead and roll me a d6 to see how many rats, basically how many HP of rats your squat gets rid of.
Alright.
2. Oh,
Wow.
right. So you see a good chunk of rats kind of peel off back into the house, sort of scattering back down for safety. I would say that would be your action, if there's anything you'd like to do as your bonus.
I stand put in the air, just in case one of my friend has to either leap out of the window, or if they fall off, then I'm getting ready to catch somebody.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, so you're kind of at the ready if one of your companions falls off. Gotcha.
All right.
All
Can I
right.
scream something while that's happening?
Yeah, absolutely.
I scream,
Everybody, get out. I have a plan.
All right, you all hear that, and we will see what that plan is as we go. So that's the end of Floosh's turn, so that's Thalder. On the street below, I assume also by Feyre, you likewise see this stream of rats.
Alright, so I have my battle axe ready for blood.
Mhm.
So
So you see that
You said-
the stream of rats is still about 15 or so feet, like, up this side of this building. So a little bit out of reach of your melee, but if you'd like to do anything else.
do I still have my javelin from?
Yeah, you got that back.
I'll try another strike.
Go for it.
Should I roll something?
Yes, go ahead and roll your javelin attack.
Is he gonna fail for a second time?
Let's find out.
watch it hit Valdemar if he miss, because he's right in the window.
Fuck.
Only if it rolls a 1, then we'll worry about that.
5 plus 3.
8 points of damage. So the rest of you watch as from the street below, almost like at a surprisingly impressive shot, like from that sort of angle, you watch as Solder rears back and throws his javelin, and in a surprisingly like dexterous hit manages to impale like a rather large group of rats, like a shish kebab, just sort of sticking out of the ground there. Manages to cleave a fairly good sized chunk out of these rats.
Fuck yeah, Thalder.
Hell yeah!
job.
Miss the first time, I don't miss the second time. Never.
Looks like we're having a rat for supper.
Good old second try Thalder.
My
All right.
favorite.
Anything else for your turn there, Thalder? Do you want to stay on the ground? Do you want to go up with everybody else?
I'm gonna go with everybody else.
Okay. This rooftop is starting to get a little bit crowded as Thalder likewise scrambles his way up the rope and is now sort of helping stem the tide of rats.
Yeah, but I'm small.
All right. You are small, it's true. All right. At the end of your turn, Thalder, that is the rats' turn. They have a lot of tasty treats to chew on. Who do they want to go for? Why doesn't everybody go ahead and roll me a d20, and then whoever gets the lowest is who they will attack. Minus Feyre and Floosh. So everybody's on the roof, basically.
Where do you do the custom dies?
Should be in the bottom left. You should see a little d20 symbol.
Oh, your luck is
Ooh.
gone.
I think I might know who's getting it, though. Unless somebody else rolls a 1.
God damn it.
So I roll a d20.
Yep. Just add nothing to it.
A 5.
All right. Well, with a natural 1, Villian, I got bad news for you. They're coming for you. As you do your best to stem the tide of rats, you see some of the rats even do break off to feast upon the flesh of their dead brothers, but it is not enough quite to stem the flow as they begin to swarm over somebody who has already taken a little bit of a bludgeoning today and is maybe they're smelling blood in the water as they lunge for you, Villian. I'm gonna roll to see if they hit. Does a 12 hit your armor class?
It doesn't know.
All right. As you see they begin to swarm around you at the last minute, you sort of reach up to the windowsill above and hoist yourself up, sort of just staying out of their reach as they attempt to bite at your ankles, but to no avail. That is, I believe, the rat's turn as they sort of swarm below you like angry piranhas. That is...
So are the
Villian.
rats outside?
That is you. Yes, the majority of them have now exited the house and are outside.
Alright, so while I'm on top, I have the vial of oil in my hand and I throw it down at them.
All right. No attack roll necessary for that. They're right below you, so you can get all of them pretty well covered.
So they're all pretty much covered?
Yes, it will take your action to throw the oil, though.
Okay, so now I tell my group,
I just threw oil at them. Fire should fix the problem.
so after that I don't have another action, right?
No, you have your movement and your bonus action.
So I move. So right now I'm in the windowsill, if I'm understanding right. Is there like a little lip of like roofing there? Like
There is. I
shingles?
will say the swarm will get an opportunity attack if you try to leave their space.
Okay, so I
but
just-
you might have to do that to avoid catching fire.
Yeah, I just stay there and I end my turn.
Okay, you end your turn. All right, that is Valdemar. You see a bunch of oiled up rats.
At this point, consider my actions. I don't think I'm going to catch them on fire right away because Villian is standing right there, or just kind of there. But I will try to get their attention. Is there any way that I can grab their aggro? Is that possible?
If you wanted, here's what I will say mechanically. If you wanted to purposely move out of their range and take that opportunity attack, that would free up everybody else to get away.
Okay, so I will
That would be
move
your
out of their
drawing
range.
arrow.
I will
Yeah.
start to descend the window. Well, not start, but I will start to exit the
Sounds
area.
good. As you sort of break off, you see a couple of rats begin to lunge at your now exposed back, so they're going to take an attack roll against you. And I don't think a 7 is going to do it.
No.
So as the rat try to jump, you just casually bat them off. You take a couple bites, but this is nothing new to you. This is simple pain. As you effortlessly scale down the side of this road, brushing off rats as you do so. That's just your movement. You still have your action and your bonus if you'd like to take those. I would say
No, I'm
if you wanted to use your action, you could. I would allow you because you're big enough to carry down one of your companions as well.
Okay, I'll take the raccoon with me.
Not the Lindra, just the raccoon.
I mean, no, I'll bring Philip and the raccoon. Fine,
No,
I'll
you're
be
not
nice.
allowed to have my raccoon. You're not allowed to have my raccoon.
Fine, I forcefully take Floosh down with me.
I'm in the air.
You can't. Yeah, you can't really reach Floosh right now.
Okay, fine. I guess I'll bring Felder with me, just because he's a cool dude.
All right.
No, he's already down there. Fuck. What? No, he came out with us.
Yeah, he
Yes.
did.
So I'll bring Felder down.
So Falder, you climb up, ready for action, and then you just see Valdemar whoop, picks you up and carries you back down.
Fuck.
Valdemar! The hell was that?
The place gotta be on fire.
As you carry him back down to the safety of the road, I assume that ends your turn.
I do. Yes. Sorry, I am my turn.
All good. Last but certainly not least, Thalindra. You see now the perfect setup. You can easily get out of range of these rats without provoking their ire, and they are covered in grease. You see a
Can I
bunch
take
of
stuff
greasy
out
rats.
of greasy rats?
Yep, the rats have been covered in oil thanks to Villian.
Can I take stuff out of my backpack?
Yeah, you can do that as an object interaction.
Okay. Can I take my torch out?
You can.
And can I throw my torch at the rats?
I would allow that as an action, yes. You, using your tinderbox, quickly
Oh.
light up the side of your torch. And there's a moment where the rats sort of shrink back in fear before you toss the torch onto them. And in a blaze, you see both the swarm of rats and the side of this building quickly alights and catches ablaze. The rats clearly absolutely terrified, and in fact you hear their little voices, fire, fire, no, bad, danger, pain, pain, no, as they begin to scurry back into the house, some of them still alight as they do so, trailing and catching fire on the surrounding areas of the house, as you see flames very quickly beginning to spread the inside of this house. You see the swarm is thoroughly dispersed and is no longer paying attention to you.
We should probably get out of here.
I'm going to say we are out of initiative at this point, as the rats have been dispersed.
So what do we do?
Thalindra, get out of there. Jump! Floosh! Get her!
Like a bird of prey, your talons reach around Thalindra's shoulders, lifting her off the roof and carrying her back down to safety.
Thank you, Floosh.
You're welcome.
And this is why I like the bird.
So now everything's burning. So is the house made of brick or wood?
You see that the base of it seems to be made of brick, but the sort of plaster and more wooden bits of the inside have begun to smolder. You kind of look around for a moment as if expecting, people to be reacting to the fact that there's a house burning down, but still you really don't see any signs of... Oh. Hang on a second. You find your attention drawn down to the road, and there, standing in the middle of it, you see a small child. Can't be any older than maybe 5 or 6. He's bundled up as if to try to ward off what bits of cold cling to the edges of this town. You see in one hand a small sort of cloth doll clutched protectively in his arm as he just stares up at all of you, fear very clearly evident on his face.
As the last echoes of the road fall silent, he stands alone, a child, no more than 5, clutching a tattered cloth doll, lost in the fog, at the heart of something far greater than he could ever understand. Who is he? Why is he here? The answer lies ahead. But for now, this is where we end. Thanks for watching part 1. If you felt the chill, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us next time when the mist lifts again.